What up, Bulls Nation? We've got live CHGO Bulls postgame coming up right around the corner. Well, play-in tournament, NBA Cup, don't matter. When it's Bulls Heat, the result is the same. 143-107 is the final. The Bulls fall to the Heat, all but killing their chances to advance in the NBA Cup for the first time. We'll break it down next. What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome in to CHGO Bulls postgame. Coming to you live from our studios here in West Loop, downtown Chicago. CHGO Bulls postgame is presented by Michelob Ultra and Bet365. The delicious taste of victory, when you get them, deserves something equally superior. Cheer on your team with Michelob Ultra and download the Bet365 app with promo code CHGO365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment is never ordinary at Bet365. Hey. I'm Peck Bulls _Peck. That's my guy, Big Dave. Bam! BAWL Sports. King of the controls. Rocking with us on Friday night, Joey C. Did you like that one, Joey?
C is for cried.
Bow?
Question
mark?
Bulls.
What was that?
Bulls don't win?
Back to you.
C is for confused as well.
Gottlieb will join us later on in tonight's postgame show to help us break this one down and relay what Billy and his players had to say. Yeah. In the meantime, crack them if you got them. Crack them if you got them. Smoke if you got them.
You know?
Yikes. Did everybody enjoy the play-in tournament part 4 preview?
Woo!
Did everybody enjoy it?
Woo!
I had a great time. Just kidding. That was miserable.
That was miserable.
That
was totally bad.
143, Dave.
And look, I understand that the Heat had to, get the point differential and everything like that.
Yep.
But it just felt like, the game was over in the second quarter. So it was like the point differential thing just added, salt into the already gaping size wound that was already created in that second quarter. For me, it was all about that quarter right there, Matt.
Yeah.
The Bulls were playing them tight in that first quarter, and it was staying with them. But in that second quarter, they really forced the Bulls out of their comfort zone. They took away what the Bulls like to do. The Bulls like to run. They like to get in transition, and they like to score that way. And that's how they play their defense. It's more of a scramble style kind of defense. Hopefully, they get a rebound or a block shot or a steal because Trey Jones is back out there, which we did see, and they get to running that way. But tonight, the Heat was like, we don't give a damn what you like. This is what's going to happen. You're going to play the style we want you to play, and we want you to be a half-court team. We're not going to be a half-court team. We know, and we want y'all to play that way. And they forced them into that. And that was just a brilliant coaching design by Erik Spoelstra. He is just a mastermind out there on the floor. And then when they got down to their end, Matt, their strength on their end was size.
Yeah.
And they used every single bit of it. They went inside with the size. The three-point shooting was on point as well. The free throw discrepancy, Tony Brothers, you suck. But
man,
the block shots that they had on those Bulls guards on the defensive side were leading also to that offense and easy alley-oops. How many alley-oops did you see from the Miami Heat tonight, man?
All of them?
All of them. At one point in the second quarter, they were on a 24 – no, not even a run. The points were scored, 24-7. It was like 5 minutes left to go. It was 24-7. And it was just over after that. It just felt like they – took all their energy from them. And then the third quarter, it just got so much worse. Then the injuries piled on top of that. Yeah, it was a terrible game, man. Like the Bulls, when I went out there to get some water and something to drink.
Big Dave loves water.
I do love my water. I also love my Michelob Ultra as well. But I already had a couple, I had to give me some water. But when I went out there, they're doing the Blackhawks show right now. Shout out Jay Zawoski, shout out Mario, shout out Greg. Shout out Chloe and Sarah on production as well. They're doing the Blackhawks post game, and the Blackhawks got their ass whooped.
9-3,
yeah,
I think.
They caught one tonight.
Not a hockey score.
Yeah, not a hockey score.
Good Lord.
And Jay said something I thought applied to this. He talked about how this team just came out flat. This team just came out looking like they didn't want to play, and they kind of got exposed.
Mm-hmm.
And he said something like metrics-wise, this was an I told you so from the hockey world for the Blackhawks tonight. And I said, that kind of applies. And metrics-wise, because there's a lot of people who are like, I don't think this Bulls team is real. I don't know if this is going to work. I don't think this is going to happen for them like that. And when you have these kind of games like they just had, Matt, that, adds that fuel to the fire of that. So, again, shout out Jay Zawoski. Go watch the Blackhawks postgame show. It's a brilliant, brilliant show. Those guys are smart over there. But that's what it felt like here, Matt. And definitely it felt like an exposure. Like the Heat were like, oh, you guys are new this year? Something's changed for you? No, we got 3 of our best players out, and we're going to do the same thing we did to you in the play-in game that was going on. This is what Matt talks about when he talks about not thinking the team is real, not getting overexcited about it. Not just wins and things like that, but the overexcitement of thinking the Bulls are better than, like a top 4 seed or something like that. But this is kind of what he means when he's saying these kind of things right here. It's when you have these kind of games against these kind of teams that you're going to have to really beat if you want to be one of those teams that's going to be in that top 4 or top 5. You're going to have to beat the Heat. You're going to have to beat the Bucks. You're going to have to beat Cleveland. You're going to have to beat the Knicks. You're going to have to beat, right now, you got to beat Detroit. You're going to have to beat the Raptors, who are like now in second. But when you have an ass whooping in this kind of fashion, it adds fuel to that fire of, look, this is what I thought it was going to be. This is what I thought you guys were.
And shout out to everybody hanging out in the chat. It's a tough night, but we are here for one another, Bulls fans. Hit that like button. It's free, even if you're cranky about the L.
It's free.
The like button won't cost you a dime. Shout out also to Romolo De Niro, who said, hey, all from Adelaide, watching this for the first time live. Thanks for being here.
Shout out.
And I've seen plenty of people in the comments already saying, Spo got the best of Billy Donovan yet again. Same old script, different day. Some people saying that, the Bulls brought them back to earth. Yuta saying, I think the loss against Detroit was worse. Buzzer beaters unfortunately mask the team's talent. This is who the Bulls are. Miller Dance. Bulls losing the way they lost tonight. Me, darkness, my old friend. So, look, they're the Bulls I know, says Mike Hump in the chat. Look, it's not just a Billy Donovan and Erik Spoelstra thing.
Right, correct.
But I do think that there's a lot of truths that we all were reminded of tonight. One, Erik Spoelstra is a better tactician coach than Billy Donovan. No one ever denied that or doubted that. Not even those of us who at times defend Billy Donovan. And by defend, I mean just state that he is not this organization's biggest problem when it comes to the lack of legitimately contending in recent years while he has been their head coach. Yeah. But the Heat culture, which my eyes roll back out, the backside of my head as I say it.
You do, yes.
But there is some truth to it.
It is.
And it's mostly Pat Riley and distilled from Pat Riley to other psychopaths like Erik Spoelstra. Billy and the Bulls, who are a talent-deficient team. I don't know how many times I have to tell that to my fellow Bulls fans. Some of y'all, more than once. They give themselves a chance to win, their best chance to win, and a leg up on some nights by playing harder and faster than their opponents. Mm-hmm. It's November 20-something. Mm-hmm. We don't really feel like running tonight. All right, Bulls. We had a lead on you. We coughed up the lead. We didn't want as much as you did. Yeah. Bulls get the win. Mm-hmm. It's a script that will lead to plenty of Bulls wins this season. And when I say plenty, I mean somewhere between 35 and 42.
Yeah.
Spo and the Heat will always, maybe the rarest of exceptions, will always match intensity and effort level.
Yeah, that's a fact.
The Bulls' gimmicky way to give themselves a leg up on any given night with this roster, the way it's constructed, we're 9 or 10 deep. Some nights 11 or 12 deep. Mm-hmm. We don't have any of the best players in the league, but we're going to run faster than you. We're going to play harder than you.
Yeah.
Billy Donovan said himself after their loss, who somebody in the chat just brought up, to the Pistons last week, when some Bulls fans said, how the hell did we just lose that game? We're not talented enough not to play desperate. You know who will always give the Bulls the biggest, fattest slab of a reminder of that reality? Because it's Erik Spoelstra and the Miami Heat. And it does not matter which 5, 6, 7, or 8 Heat players are wearing those jerseys on that night. That will always be the case. And the truly horrifying part about tonight is in these 3 straight play-in tournament losses that the Bulls and Heat have, put us through over the last few years, they were ugly and grinded out, and Spo's tactician brilliance put them on the winning side. Tonight was a blowout because he has also revamped what that team is doing offensively. And now Miami is playing faster and a more up-tempo offense. The runouts, the lobs, the alley-oops.
Dude, the alley-oops were crazy.
That tonight, I wish I could say I was surprised by that result.
Yeah.
I'm not really.
Sure.
I'm not.
And for one of my thoughts was, oh yeah, remember they didn't have Kobe White, and then my other basketball brain immediately hit me. It was like, yeah, they didn't have Wiggins, they didn't have Tyler Hero, they didn't have Nikola Jovic out there either. So they were missing 3 of their huge talented stars. But like Matt talked about, that Heat culture, it's still there. And you got Bam Adebayo, who is ridiculously talented. But the Heat are known for pulling dudes off the scrap heap, shining them up and putting them on the floor and turning them into diamonds. And there were guys out there, I'm like, who is this? I'm like, look, dude looks like a waiter. Who is this dude? Like, and he's, dunking on everybody. And then Drew Smith, who I had never heard of, out there killing with defense and scoring inside. Like, they just have a way of finding that right player and developing that right player for the system that they have. And what I like about their system, and brace myself because I'm about to say something nice about the Heat. What I like about their system is it's something that the players carry even after they leave the Heat.
Yeah.
So that mentality is still with them. Like Max Strus still has that mentality. He is a whole different human being after he played with the Miami Heat and bought into that system. Okay, I'm done saying nice things about them.
But enough.
Yeah, man, the Bulls, I don't know if you would call this a wake-up call because Billy Donovan kind of already knew what this team kind of was and who they are. But you just go to the next game. Like, that's really all you can do in this situation is go to the next game and try to win that game against the Washington Wizards to put yourself back on track because the Bulls still have a nice 5-game stretch even after this, colon cleaning that they got tonight. Even after this, they still have a nice 5-game stretch against some really winnable opponents, some beatable opponents right there. But this one tonight, though, yeah, that was rough, man.
It wasn't the best. Ben Wu in the chat saying, no excuses, but 4 games in 6 days, 3 in high altitude on the West Coast.
Yeah.
No excuses, but here's some excuses. I'm not ragging on you. Like, it's just funny. Yes, it is true. The Bulls played their 4th game in 6 nights tonight. And there is, I think, a trend of the back home thud.
Sure.
After a long, difficult road trip.
Yeah.
And credit to the Bulls. The win over the Blazers wasn't pretty because it involved coughing up a 20-point fourth-quarter lead, but they won that game.
Yeah.
They also beat the previously unbeaten at home Denver Nuggets.
They did.
Who were on a 7-game winning streak and looked like the second scariest team in the league behind only the defending champion OKC Thunder. Those are 2 wins that happened on a very difficult stretch of their schedule. Sometimes you just kind of get that sigh of like, oh, all right, we survived that trip. Not only did we survive that trip, we went 2-1 out west.
Baby. Yeah, they did.
That's great.
Yeah.
We're back home. I get to sleep in my own bed. Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
And then you just come out flat your first game back at home.
Yeah.
Which, unfortunate for the Bulls fans who went out for NBA Cup night and watched the Bulls Cup hopes get dashed. There is that. It is one excuse if you want to use it. It still, to me, is not about, it was such and such game and such number of nights. They got beat by a Heat team that wanted it a heck of a lot more.
Yeah, they did.
And, that.
They had something to prove tonight.
The Bulls sent them to the free throw line damn near 50 times.
Yeah, man. It was ridiculous. Tony Brothers is terrible. But it was absolutely ridiculous getting to the line that many times in an NBA game, man. Like, Tony Brothers gets on my nerves. Go ahead, Joyce.
This is one of those nights, too, when counting stats matter, as in the 36-point loss. But on top of that, too, as well, Bulls -8 in turnovers, 18 for the Bulls, only 10 for the Heat. Miami, 36 assists. The Bulls only 26 tonight, and then steals, 13 from Miami. Bulls 5. Those can be, really broad, basic, generic categories, but Those are categories that the Bulls need to be winning on a nightly basis to get into transition, to dish the ball out, to play 10 deep, and the Heat smoked them.
And it's just, the thing about the way that the Bulls want to play, the Heat will immediately disrupt that. And they disrupted it from the jump and disrupted it all night. Yeah, the Bulls' fast-paced offense is great and fun to watch when it's working. When a regular season game, an opponent says, hold on, no, we're just not going to let you do that.
Even how he's just saying about the steals having 13, I mean, you can look at the points off turnovers right there immediately. It was 22-6. So they were converting immediately off of those steals and getting those points that way as well. So I can yell about the free throws, but there are many ways. There were a myriad of ways that the Bulls lost this game tonight. Whether you want to look at that, whether you want to look at three-point shooting, free throw shooting, coaching, however. Talent on the floor, it was a lot of ways.
Fast break and points off turnovers. How does that taste, Bulls? Your own flavored? All right, let's knock out a couple of ads. We'll come back on the other side, keep breaking this one down. Hit the like button while you listen to words from our friends and sponsors. It's free.
You can be good. Mm-hmm. It's a thing to be. That's nice. Everybody likes a B+.
Of course, yeah.
You can be great.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, getting an A. Who don't want an A? Everybody wants an A.
My sister's a nerd.
Yeah. But that means she wants to be ultra.
Ultra.
She wants the A++.
The A triple plus.
Oh, and it only exists once it hits your lips from this frosty cold Michelob Ultra, whether can or bottle. When it hits your lips, it's at full throttle, y'all. The delicious taste of victory deserves something equally superior. Cheer on your team with the Michelob Ultra. It is also the official American beer sponsor of your Chicago Bulls. Thank you very much. The superior game meets superior taste. Hello, superior game. Hello, superior taste. Meet each other. Grab a Michelob Ultra, superior light beer, as you cheer on your favorite team, because no matter what you're playing for, make it superior. Why don't you? With a Michelob Ultra. What makes it Ultra, Big Dave? You ain't tell me. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. That's what does it. Be Ultra magnetic.
CHGO Bulls also brought to you by Eye on the Ball. All right, athletes, here's a question. Are you serious about leveling up your game?
Yeah.
Because the right coach can change everything.
Billy Donovan?
That's right. And now finding one is easy with Eye on the Ball. It doesn't matter if you're a kid just starting out or you are competing at the top level. You can sign up totally free at eyeontheball.net. Just create your profile, search through coaches in your sport, and connect directly with the one that's right for you. From soccer to swimming, baseball to basketball, you name it. The coaches are there waiting for you to find them. So what are you waiting for? Your future coach could be one click away. Jump on today at eyeontheball.net. That's I-E-Y-E on the ball, B-A-L-L.net. Find your Johnny Bach.
Ooh.
Shout out Ring of Honor. Find your coach. Take your game to the next level with eyeontheball.net.
Bam.
We're back, CHGO Bulls postgame, rolling along on Friday night. Thanks for being here with us, Bulls Nation. Not an ugly outcome, but nonetheless, we are here to talk about it with y'all. Hit that like button if you didn't do it during the ad break. Let us now take the temp. Taking the temp, a little something we do with our friends at Four Seasons. Your trusted local experts at Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. Visit FourSeasonsHeatingCooling.com for all their special offers and money-saving coupons. That's FourSeasonsHeatingCooling.com. Let's take the temp of a little bit of salty Bulls fans about the officiating tonight, Dave, because you have mentioned once or twice already that you're not the biggest fan of Tony Brothers.
I am not.
I think also one of our regulars, PT Soren in the chat, just said Brothers doesn't like redheads in reference to him ejecting Kevin Huerter tonight.
That's crazy.
Taking the temp on that ejection, ice cold.
Ice cold.
Weak. Terrible.
Trash.
What the heck was that?
Don't understand. Never understood.
Like, why?
Yeah, I don't get it.
Was he really that sensitive?
Yeah.
And it wasn't Brothers wasn't the one who Huerter innocently swatted a ball in his general direction at.
Right.
It was some other ref, and Brothers saw it and was like, "You're out of here."
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad, man. And I can understand him thinking like if somebody would do that on purpose. And I agree with Stacey King when he said that when he used the common phrase he uses, which is KYP. Know your personnel. When it's Kevin Huerter hurling basketballs at referees out here. That's not the case. The ball hit the hand at the time he was, waving off. the ref. It was just bad timing, to be real with you. Like, he's not going to throw a basketball at somebody or try to swat it at them. That's just not how Kevin Huerter rolls. But Tony Brothers saw that, and you knew even when Billy challenged that Brothers wasn't changing his mind. He didn't even spend a lot of time on it. He just, placated him for a little bit and was like, oh, okay, I'll look at it. No, he's out the game. You're not playing anymore. And that's kind of how it works. Tony Brothers doesn't like – I shouldn't even say doesn't like the Bulls. It's when he shows up, fouls are going to be called.
He's cranky.
You know what happened when Donovan Mitchell scored 70-plus points.
Oh, God.
Guess who was refereeing that night? Because it was Tony Brothers. Oh, he went to the line 24 times? Yeah, that's how Tony rolls, baby. That's how he rolls.
The part that I can't understand is that I understand it's like letter of the law. If a projectile or something were to hit a referee or an official, in the rule book it says that you automatically eject the player. But like, we're all human beings and there's nuance. He couldn't have gone over and just like talk to Kevin and be like, hey man, you do anything like that again, obviously you're out of the game.
You can give him a
tech one,
yeah,
something like that.
Kicking him out,
just kicking him out for something. I don't know.
Yeah, it was bad. I didn't like it at all. But that's Tony Brothers, and the one thing I'll give him is he's consistent. He is very, very consistent in his officiating. But it didn't decide the game at all.
No.
I think you
Bulls
still
weren't
catching
coming
that
back
whooping.
if they had Red Velvet leading them to victory.
You still catching that ass whooping right there. But it just sucked, man, because in that third quarter, everything kind of came tumbling down, starting, with Modest, then Isaac Okoro, then Kevin Huerter. So everything just kind of tumbled down in that third quarter.
Yeah, NBA refs' ego might be the highest in all sports, says Law of the Dingle. Tough crew, ENT Brothers is always on a power trip. Mike Elm, the ejection was ridiculous. Yeah. The ball even bounced before it hit the rim. Yeah, it's not like it was like whipped at him.
Yeah.
Herter's just like, bleh.
Yeah.
Well, just kind of
it wasn't on purpose. That's all I know. It wasn't on purpose. It was bad timing, that the ball hit his hand at the moment he was doing that. So, yeah, man, it sucked.
Miller Dance saying Brothers is like a paid on leave officer. Yeah. So some nights he's in street clothes, but he's still dangerous.
Right, you know what I mean?
You never know
when
Tony Brothers shows up.
You never know.
My goodness.
It's on my nerves.
Yeah, so the Temp for Bulls fans, I think rightfully upset with the officiating tonight. Not the reason the Bulls lost. Again, I will very rarely, if ever, say the refs cost the Bulls this game.
Yeah.
You can't say that when you lose by 40.
Yeah, a little difficult. A little difficult to do it that way, man. It wasn't, and again, they were losing when this happened. Like, and ejections usually occur during, those ass whooping times.
Yeah.
When stuff like that is going down. It's just the fact that it was Kevin Huerter, and we know he doesn't roll like that, and that's not his thing to come across that way. I'm sure he didn't mean any of that at all. And, yeah, I think that's why Billy challenged that immediately. Like, dude, like, he just was trying to give Tony Brothers time. Like, hey, man, you sure you want to like that guy? I'm sure he didn't do anything. But the call was made, and he was out of there. But 35 of 44 is what the Miami Heat were from the free throw line. The Bulls, 21 of 28. So that is a huge discrepancy right there. They kept getting to the foul line and kept punishing the Bulls. As I said, they were using their size inside. Don't want to take that away from Davion Mitchell either. He was absolutely getting inside and scoring on the Bulls, man. And the dude that small still having that kind of strength and skill to get inside, to get those layups, to get layups like that, man. It was like watching Nate Robinson out there. Like, for real, like getting to the bucket, that kind of way. And he was just cooking the Bulls each time, Matt, when he was doing it.
Why did you need to hit me in the fields with Nate Robb when I've already washed this game off of me?
No, you're going to wear that a little bit more. I got to put it on.
Okay.
Yeah, come on, man.
Speaking of things we got to put on, Joey, I heard a jingle. A jingle jangle?
Wait, he gives the finger.
He's giving us a finger.
Hold on 1 second. Go on 1 second. He's got to give the Tony Brothers finger right there. Because he wanted to check the replay and see if he can go ahead and make the call.
Meanwhile,
the call is ready.
Yuta said Miami ought to give Tony Brothers coup to the night.
It's time to hit that quaff. That's
where he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Joining us on that Go Talk Hotline. Go Talk Hotline presented by Michelob Ultra. The delicious taste of victory deserves something equally superior. Cheer on your team with Michelob Ultra. It is the one and only Will the Goat Gottlieb, our guy who was at the UC for that massacre.
Yeah.
Go tell me, did you enjoy the Bulls Heat play-in tournament Part 4 preview as much as I did?
So I was actually talking about this with Julia Pope, Chicago Tribune, who I was sitting next to.
Shout out,
And,
Julia.
I was saying, like, I feel like obviously the Bulls can't beat the Heat in the play-in, but, like, during the regular season, they typically have a pretty good record. They were 3-0 against them last year. And she correctly pointed out it's the difference between when games are meaningful and when games are not meaningful.
Ding, ding,
And
ding.
it didn't even really occur to me because this was an NBA Cup game.
Yes.
If they won, they would have had an opportunity to put themselves in a position to advance beyond the group stage. I'm sure you guys hit on it, but it was just like, oh yeah, they didn't win this game because it was like an actual meaningful game. I think you guys mentioned the ejection. We just got done talking with Kevin Huerter, and he was like, obviously, yeah, I did not mean to do that. The rule's the rule. I didn't really understand it. It wasn't what I was trying to do, but what can you do? Obviously, though, like to your point, the ejection was not the deciding factor in this game by any stretch. You look at any single metric that we talk about as being like important for the Bulls to win games. Okay, they shot 41% from the field. The Heat shot 47. They took 90 shots. The Heat took 100. They made 12 threes. Heat made 14. They shot less than 28%. The Heat shot 37%. They took 28 free throws. Pretty good. Heat shot 44. Offensive rebounds, you ask? 8 to 15 for Miami. Turnovers, 18 for the Bulls, 10 for Miami. Every single statistical category that you can point to and say, this is something that the Bulls need to do a good job of in order to put themselves in a chance to win a game, they lost. And so for me, like, I think people were frustrated after the Portland game and like upset that, they should have maybe lost that game based on the way they played. They didn't really deserve to win it. I get that. Apparently that was like what the players were talking about in post-game media. So like that line of thinking is not wrong. But to me, this is a game where it's like even more disappointing because you got absolutely killed expectedly based on how you played. And these are the things that they need to do better. They know they need to do this every single game. It's like, what do you even ask Billy Donovan about in post-game media? It's like, you guys got killed in every single category that you talk about as being important. Like I can tell you every day what Billy's going to harp on in post-game media about what are the things that they need to do in order to try to win games. It's like box out, not turn the ball over, hit your shots, get to the rim, don't give up offensive rebounds. They lost in every single category. Of course they got killed this game.
Were you surprised to not see Kobe White out there for this game, knowing it was a back-to-back, but just knowing that this was a big cup game and they were playing the Czars tomorrow?
The thinking behind that decision was to give him the 2 days off before his next game. Because when he played on, Monday or Sunday, I guess, against Utah, and then did not play Monday, they just wanted to give him 2 days off in between each game. I don't know what will happen tomorrow in terms of whether he's ready. If Okoro is out and, Modest's ankle is not great and Dalen Terry's calf is not great, then maybe that forces Kobe into a situation where he has to play. But I think that was very much planned.
Wait a minute. Is something going on with Dalen Terry?
Yeah, he left the game with a calf injury in the third or fourth quarter and did not return. I didn't see the play, though.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
And
he was walking around in the locker room after. It didn't seem like it was too bad. It might have just been, we got an update that Modest and Dalen would not return. I think it was in the fourth quarter.
So, I mean, we did see Modest check back in after he left the game, rolling that ankle, stepped on a Heat player's shoe. Were it not a blowout loss already, do you think maybe he would have continued to play in that game? Or did Billy and or Modest key you in on, how he's feeling? As hypothetically, is he going to rest tomorrow night because of this? Or
I don't know. I don't really want to speculate on that. I'm not sure. I do feel like he did not look right when he did come back, and Billy has pulled guys for that before. So maybe not. I'm not really sure. We'll see how it goes tomorrow. Like Billy basically after the game was like, I haven't gotten an update on any of those guys. I'm not sure what their status is going to be for tomorrow. So there's no practice tomorrow, no shoot around either. So there's no access. So we'll just find out at game time whether those guys will be a go.
Goat, after you get, beat like this in a game like this, is this something you try to look at and see what you can take from it? Or do you ball it up, toss it in the trash, and just simply move on to the next game?
Yeah, I mean, I think you absolutely have to take something from this. Like that was kind of my point, is like, you can't just because it was a blowout doesn't mean that this game counts any more or less than a close loss or a close win. And so like, to me, there was like all these instances of we didn't we didn't see them box out. They didn't do X, Y, and Z things that they need to like really focus on and look at the film and say like these areas, like sometimes they can sort of put themselves in a run in the fourth quarter and get out of it. This was like nowhere close. Like they just got completely out physical in this game. And I think they really need to like watch this film and recognize the areas where they were getting beat up. And so they can try to fight back in the next situation. Like to me, this was, I don't know. I guess I'd just say like people have probably a tendency to throw these games away. Like I think there's a lot to learn from how poorly they played in this and how they can try to find ways to bounce back and get out of it, because there are instances where they snap out of it and they put together a run in the second half. We've seen that before. But they just got like hit and then they kept on getting hit and then they just laid on the floor. I mean, we've talked a bunch about like this not being a rollover team, like this group not being a team that's going to like just be out of games. This was like, to me, this was like way worse than the Pistons game. Like they came out flat in the Pistons game. They didn't respect their opponent. That happens. Like it was not great, but like I can at least make sense of that. This one was just like they got beat bad in every single category, and they need to like look at the film and figure out how they get better from that.
Curious your thoughts on the Ayo in the starting lineup tonight. The Trey Jones return, but Kobe sit. So it's like at some point, theoretically, knock on wood, we're gonna have not only Josh but Kobe available, Trey Jones available, Ayo available. But it was that he started in place of Kevin Huerter essentially tonight. I mean, did Billy share any thoughts on why he made that move tonight? Are we going to see that some more? Because you would relate to us that Billy had spoken recently about how much he has loved Ayo as a big part of why that Bulls bench has been so successful.
Yeah, that's a good point. We didn't really ask Billy those types of questions today. Just like wasn't really the right fit for for what actually ended up happening in this game. But I think that is a good question because you're right. Like he has really talked a lot about Ayo coming off the bench and the spark that he gives them. He's also started Huerter oftentimes. Trey definitely was not starting because he was on a minutes limit. And he actually got up against that at the end of the game. And that's why Giddey had to come back in with the final 4 minutes or so, which was a little strange too. But it was like Noah was down, Dalen was out, Modest was out, Isaac was out, Noah was with Windy City. They just like didn't have any guys. And so they weren't going to put Vooch in a point guard. So they needed Giddey to come back in. I'm curious to see how that goes tomorrow. I think that this is always very much going to be a situation where Billy is kind of figuring it out. Maybe he wanted the downhill attack and defense as opposed to the floor spacing element that Huerter gives you. But that's something that I think is going to be in flux all season. Like just because it's been going one way doesn't mean he's not going to flip, change it up and go the other. Which I think can be hard for players, but I think everybody's very much bought into the idea of like sacrifice and doing whatever they need to do in order to keep this thing going because they've been winning. Now, if that changes, could that also change that sentiment change of like maybe guys will not feel as bought in? Like if they lose a bunch of games and are out of the play, that could be something. But of course, that's they're still a game above 500. They're not really in that situation just yet.
You mentioned Trey Jones. And congratulations to him for winning the Bob Lanier Community Assist Award as well. Was there anything said about him after the game, about how he felt, coming back in his first game from the injury? Because I know that all what happened tonight, this was kind of buried underneath that. But it was just great to see him out there on the floor again. So was there anything from that takeaway, I should say?
Yeah, I thought he had a nice game too. He had a couple of steals away from the ball. Billy is coming to talk to the media basically like right after the game. So he like goes, they do their like post-game speech. And then like sometimes he gets a heads up from medical about like this guy's going to be out or, but for the most part, he's just coming to us like straight away from talking to the team. And so he doesn't oftentimes have those medical updates. And then particularly when a guy is coming back, they like to like see how he feels the next morning, or they like go through the testing that evening and the next morning and see how they come out of it. So all that to say, I don't really have an answer for you on that one with regards to Trey, but he looked pretty good. I thought he was like moving well and like active and kind of just looked like himself. So I imagine he'll still be under a minutes restriction for the short foreseeable future. But I just don't know at this point of how he actually felt.
All right, Goat. No Goon of the Night nomination tonight needed, unfortunately. But we appreciate the time and insights all the same. Get home safe tonight, and we will talk to you again tomorrow, hopefully under better circumstances.
Yeah, Ring of Honor tomorrow night. So we'll talk to you guys then.
Woot woot.
Julia Poe, what up?
Shout out, Julia. Let's knock out another ad break right there. We'll come back on the other side and continue talking about tonight's game. Or honestly, for those of you brave enough to be hanging out in the chat on a Friday night after a 40-point loss,
Thanks for hanging out.
whatever you all want to talk about.
Open it up, guys.
Long-term Bulls discussions or questions or topics.
Yeah.
Non-Bulls related questions or topics.
I got things to say.
The floor is open. Big Dave's got things to
got
say.
stuff to
I
say.
might have a thing or two left to say. Hit the like button while you listen to some ads. The like button's free, y'all.
Free.
CHGO Bulls is brought to you by Senorita THC Margaritas. Senorita is the full-flavor THC margarita that's rewriting the rules of happy hour. Crafted by wine industry experts, so you know they're smart, Senorita blends real fruit juice, organic Mexican agave, and a hint of pink salt for award-winning taste. With 5 or 10 milligrams of fast-acting THC, every can delivers a smooth social buzz without that hangover. Love it. Perfect for tailgate coolers, game day on the couch, or anytime you're craving something deliciously different. No booze, no hangover. Delivers a light social buzz within just 30 minutes. No matter if you're celebrating Victory Monday or had a game you're trying to forget, you'll wake up without that hangover. Bring a war-winning taste to your tailgate lineup. If you want to try it now, use the QR code on your screen. Get 20% off your first order with promo code CHGO. Again, scan that QR code. You can also buy it at retailers like Benny's, shout out Benny's, my ride or dies, or order with DoorDash. Must be 21 and older. Please enjoy responsibly.
You know what? Big shout out to my man Ray and Ray Chevy.
Vroom, vroom.
You know what? Screw that one day only crap. Black Friday is going to be on my long at Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake. Come in today and shop the Black Friday sales event and drive home with 10 to 30%. That's even better. Off MSRP on new Chevy models, plus no payments for 120 days. Or check out their selection of over 125 vehicles priced under $20,000. One of Chicagoland's largest Chevy inventories. You're sure to find the right one for yourself. And that raised price promise lets you shop confidently because the price you see is the price you're going to pay. It's awesome. Go see it for yourself. Visit our partner at their convenient location right on Route 12 in Fox Lake. And don't miss out on the Black Friday sales event going on all month long, for 10 to 30% off MSRP on Chevrolet models, plus no payments for 120 days. Shop Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake or RayChevy.com. They've been serving the community since 19.
We're rolling along CHGO Bulls post-game on Friday night after the Bulls got mollywopped by the Heat in an NBA Cup group game. Thanks for being here with us, Bulls Nation. Hit that like button if you didn't do it yet. Throw us a super chat if you're feeling frisky tonight.
All set.
We'll be sure to get to it. Before we dive in to a few more thoughts, I did see that we were able to get some Huerter from
We got
Good night,
some
Sarah.
murder.
Good night, Sarah Bear.
Sarah Bear.
We do have from the horse's mouth, as they say.
Yes. She burned herself.
Uh,
It didn't look right. She burned herself. It didn't look
exposed furnaces are no joke.
right. Stay away from exposed furnaces, kids. Stay away. All right? It's true. It happened, Joey. See? I saw
Go-
her.
That's what
Go-
the Bulls
go
did. They went up
go
against the
rebandage
Heat
that
radiator
wound.
tonight.
Said they went up against the heat radiator.
You should.
Well done.
You got to
Joey
treat
C.
your wounds.
Yes. Treat your
dress
wounds.
your wounds.
Dress your wounds.
Speaking of dressing your wounds, Kevin Huerter was talking to the Bulls locker room after this loss, from which he was ejected. Joey, if you will, let's hear what Huerter had to say.
Peep the jersey.
Go ahead.
Kev, the letter of the law is like you can't hit an official with a ball, but does intent come into play? What kind of explanation, if any, did you get?
I didn't get much explanation. Apologize that I wrote. I think it was Shay. Wasn't malicious. Wasn't intended to be aggressive towards her. I don't know the rule, so I guess now I'm aware.
You hit the ball in frustration, but what I guess from your perspective, what happened? You just hit the ball in frustration?
I was frustrated at the call, but again, I ref Shay. Again, I apologize if that was too much. Obviously it was, and we're trying to move on.
To be clear, you were not aiming at the official.
No, I was not meaning to throw the ball at the official.
What did you think about kind of the overall, lack of response from the physicality in Portland to carrying over to tonight? I mean, Heat's a very aggressive, physical team. How do you guys kind of remedy that moving forward?
Yeah, they're tough to guard. They space the floor well. Every guy on their team drives hard to the basket. They got guys who can make shots. They got guys who protect the rim defensively. Wasn't our best game. It's tough in a cup game like this, for how important the NBA wants to make these games and the type of schedule that we're on coming into it. Would have liked a different opportunity, and we'll be ready again to go play another back-to-back tomorrow.
I don't know if there's a through line you can draw, but sort of what have you made of the volatility of the scene where you can beat Eastern Conference playoff teams, a handful of them, but lose in double OT to Utah, lose to Detroit the way you did, lose like you did tonight. Like, what have you seen?
I mean, they beat us pretty good from the jump. There was obviously nowhere near our best game. I think their style of play really hurt us. They were able to get downhill and space us out and physically get to the rim and kind of overpower us at different points. And it's good to go against that. We're obviously going to see that team again.
How do you find a better balance of playing with more physicality but also not fouling? Tonight it seemed like kind of neither was going your way, but just in general, that seems like a tough balance to strike.
Yeah, showing your hands the best you can, trying to use your chest, being ready for the fight. I think that's part of it. Guys are driving, being ready to take a hit, trying to be in the right spots, but it's a skill like anything on offense. Can you play defense physically without fouling, and try to do the best you can.
Thanks, Kevin.
All right, so that was Kevin Huerter after getting ejected midway through the Bulls' loss to the Heat tonight. Shout out to the GOAT for the footage. Yeah. Also, shout out, I didn't do his plug while he was with us because I was like, you know what, let GOAT get home ASAP after a game like that. But shout out to the GOAT for joining us. And, of course, you should be reading his stuff, allchgo.com.
Yes.
Instant reactions are up and free for all to read. But if you really want to read all of GOAT's stuff, the very best of it, exclusive for diehards only, including his latest feature where he sat down with Josh Giddey talking about his brand new shoe drop and his role on this up-and-coming Bulls team. Sign up to become a diehard. Use that promo code GOAT, G-O-A-T, for that amazing offer. First-year sign-up, $36 price. Can't beat it.
Can't beat it.
Follow the GOAT, Will_Gottlieb.
Can't beat it with the big man.
I liked that GOAT asked Kevin about physicality with that final question, Dave. Because, and I had this thought, and then just listening to him ask it, it reminded me because I wanted to bring it up. That was, yes, okay, I can have my Cheshire Cat smile as a cynical, skeptical Bulls fan, not buying that this 9 to 10 good players plan AK's got cooking is going to lead Bulls fans anywhere happy if what we need to be happy is legitimate playoff contention.
Sure.
Some of us still have those standards. Some don't. Fine. Fan how you want to fan. But the other thing that AK harped on throughout the offseason, and then we heard it from him and Billy at Media Day and throughout training camp interviews, we need to be a more physical team.
Yes.
We need to be a more physical team. We can play fast all we want. We can shoot more threes, and a better shot profile being created is nice, and those are some of our other goals.
Sure.
We made strides in some of those goals last season.
Right.
We hope to build upon those goals this season, but we have to be more physical.
Got to be.
Because look what happened in that playing game. We got beat up by the Miami Heat.
Yeah. They got punked.
How is their progress on that little project? Playing like a more physical team?
Still not.
How's that going?
Still not Rocky 3. They haven't trained yet with Apollo Creed. This. I mean, Clubber.
He's a bum rock.
He's a bum rock. I mean, they got Clubber Lane again tonight, man. They spit dripping from.
That's one of those games where in the fourth quarter you say, okay, NBA refs, running clock.
Yeah, running clock. I wanted the Bulls to do that. I wanted the Bulls to run that clock, man. But yeah, and the evidence of them getting bullied was the amount of injuries that happened in this game, along with the ejection that occurred. They were just more physical, and they made you feel their presence, especially in that third quarter. Not even in the second when they were running them, but that third, man, I noticed the physicality without a doubt. It was evident sitting there watching that. I mean, they wouldn't let the Bulls do anything inside. When Vooch is trying to go inside to score, nothing. Josh Giddey, that's one of his game moves right there, is getting inside. Now, Giddey did score for sure, but it was hard, to feel any Bulls player like that when they were playing tonight, Matt.
19 points tough. On 14 shots for Josh.
Yeah, it was tough.
And he did get to the free throw line, more so than anybody else on the Bulls managed to.
Right.
So credit to him for that. But you see how a aggressive, swarming defense like Miami's can disrupt a lot of the things that Josh likes to do.
Yeah, they took it away from him. You know what I mean? And you were right, and you said this during the game about Josh Giddey and how they are taking that away from him, what he likes to do, and the Heat make it hard for you. They have always done that. They have always taken away whatever you like to do, whatever your best thing is, they take it away from you. And they're like, you're not doing it against us. And then Erik Spoelstra just stands there, looking like Dr. Doom every time he's playing. But the Bulls have to get more physical when they play these kind of teams. And the execution obviously has to be better. But honestly, some of that comes with talent. You know what I mean? Like, who's going to do it when the execution kind of breaks down? We saw the Heat do it that way. Like, when it just wasn't working for him, like, here go Bam Adebayo. Let's give him the ball, and he'll do his thing. Or let's give Norman Powell, who's a really good one-on-one guy. Let's give him the ball. He'll do his thing. And that started the snowball effect, because then that's when the other guys like Drew Smith, and the rest of the Temptations were doing their thing out there on the floor against the Bulls. So, yeah, man, I agree with GOAT when he says that you shouldn't just ball this game up and toss it in the trash. You should be looking at this game because they did the same thing they did to you in the play-in. And those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it. So you don't want to keep doing the same damn thing. You got to look at what's happening to you and what this team is doing to you, because they figured something out about you, and they are implementing it whenever they feel like implementing it to you. So we saw some games last year, Matt, where against the Heat, they just, the Bulls won. And the Heat, but we always kept, I don't know if the Heat were really focused on winning this game. But when they got focused on winning a game, they took it from them. Tonight, like Goat said, it was the very important play-in game, so they were focused on winning the game, and they took it from them. So, yeah, the Bulls have to change that kind of ideology, man. They can't keep doing the same thing against these teams that keep beating them, and not just 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, whooping them, beating that ass. That's got to change. Stuff like that has to stop, man, and they got to figure that stuff out.
Losing the physicality battle, losing the battle of the boards. ZK Dad of 4 in the chat said, this was a stinker. It happens, but Pat Williams not rebounding makes him useless. I like
made me say something bad.
I like that is your last straw with Pat. It's the nights where he doesn't rebound where I really get. You mean every freaking night of Patrick Williams' career, save a few? He played 18 minutes tonight. He grabbed 1 rebound.
Yeah, thank you for saying the thing that I was thinking. Better than I was about to say.
It's the nights when he doesn't grab any rebounds, as I expect him not to do.
Yeah.
And also shows no aggressiveness on offense, willingness to shoot when he gets a pass his way in a shooting pocket.
Yeah.
Or shows 1/18th of a millisecond of aggression, putting the ball on the floor, looking like he's about to attack the basket, and then getting scared and passing it to one of his teammates.
Oh, my God.
Save me, teammates.
Save me, teammates.
But, I mean, dude. Fool me once, shame on you.
That's right.
Fool me twice, can't fool me again.
Fool, but can't you fool again.
Shout out W. Oh God, what a moron! But it makes me think of how many times in the off-season months over the years, Dave, of Patrick Williams' NBA career, did some video go viral that started on Instagram and then found its way to NBA Twitter? It's look at Pat in the gym. Look at these handles. Look at the shots falling. Yeah. Look at the sweat dripping.
Oh, it was dripping.
Oh, look at the tone, the muscle. Yeah. And dude, people were still falling for it this past offseason.
Oh, yeah.
Look at Pat in the gym.
Yeah. I was all about it after his first
season.
And
done. Me falling for that.
After his first season, I was all in on that film. He was cooking in that gym. I'm like, oh, look at him. I'll go on doing the show. Look at that dude. Look at Pat. He's getting ready. I was excited. And then, he did get injured. So it's hard for me to put all that on him, but it's just ever since then, just kind of, did you have? No, I wanted to say something about somebody else.
Okay, well, just to leave that thought with Pat and the rebounding, it's not just to pick on Pat, who did have 1 rebound tonight. He's got 1 rebound for his NBA career. The Bulls as a team got out-rebounded by the Heat by 14 tonight.
Oh, Lord.
And as Goat pointed out while chatting with him, the Heat also took 10 more shots than the Bulls did tonight.
That's crazy, right?
How do you take 10 fewer shots than your opponent and grab 14 fewer rebounds than your opponent? Explain that freaking math to me. I'm no math wizard, but I know that doesn't make a lot of sense.
It's called losing. And yeah, they called a whooping. Let me move to somebody else, Matt.
Go for it.
Modest Buzelis,
Okay.
I wanted to talk about. And I wanted to give praise to him on this one because I'm serious about Modest Buzelis' blocks this season.
Yes.
This is the 5th straight game that Modest Buzelis has had 2 blocks.
Let's go.
5th straight.
Let's go.
And that excites me to no end because I want that to be. I believe that brings his total to 19 on the season. And I'm kind of comparing it in my head right now, Matt, with last season when he racked up 75. But I'm only comparing it to when he started. So I believe when I did it, he had either 12 or 13 at this juncture right now last year from when he was actually starting in that second half. So he's still on course, you know what I mean, a little bit to get those blocks. Of course, he got a long way to go, but the fact that he's ahead of it excites me. But I like the fact that it's consistent because in that time it wasn't, he would have a game, he had 3, and then it'd be 1, then it'd be something, and yeah, he did it. But this one, 2. Like, I like that. I love the consistency of that. The other thing that is bothering me is I have yet to see this dude in those 5 games take a mid-range bucket. Has anybody else noticed this? I have absolutely noticed this. He gets inside and he does not shoot. He continues to either go to the basket or he passes it off. But there were times, and Joey C knows it because I'm sitting there yelling it at him, and I'm like, dude, like he just got it one-on-one. He had Jaquez on him. He cleared the space, free throw line extended, and I'm like, well, that's where you stop and you rise and you pop. And he didn't. And I don't like whatever this is that he's doing. I need him to get and form a mid-range game because of the handles and the size. That shot is truly and honestly an unguardable thing and can actually make it easier for him when he's scoring his points, man. Like he's got to get back to that mid-range.
When you drive and stop in the paint like that, you have to know what your decision is going to be. It's either kick out or it's go up.
Yeah.
And he's kind of stopped a couple times hesitant of like, because I think he thinks he's going to get the drive to the basket. And if he gets a little resistance and he doesn't feel like he can go up with his motion, he'll stop. And that hesitation right there, once you're stuck in the paint, that's quicksand, man.
Quicksand.
Like, you're not coming out of that.
Well, and it is an interesting question to raise timing-wise because just a handful of days ago, Modest, Ayo, and Josh were the guests on the used to be JJ Redick's podcast, isn't JJ Redick's podcast anymore.
Yes.
Something in the 3. And
Young
Modest
man in the 3.
pointed out, and Modest pointed out at some point in that interview, his welcome to the league moment was not getting punked by some player.
Yes.
It was when they were in a film session and in front of the whole team, Billy pointed out Modest taking a baseline mid-range shot and saying, Modest, get that crap out of your offensive profile.
Correct.
Throw that in the trash.
Yes.
I think is what Modest said, paraphrasing Billy Donovan.
Absolutely
so it does, as a fan, make you wonder, like, is Billy saying that to Modest, and not just that specific shot of like, hey, baseline 15-footer, that's not your shot, don't shoot that, but mid-range entirely?
Yeah.
Because if it's that, then I think Bulls fans can be fair to at least raise an eyebrow to, okay, we know shot profile and advanced analytics of what is a high-value shot in this league and what is not. There are only a small handful of outlier players who make value from mid-range shots. DeMar DeRozan, SGA, damn near end of list right there.
That's it.
That, like, truly, that and maybe one or two
Kevin
other
Durant.
players.
Yeah.
There you go, KD. That's the list. Modest Buzelis ain't on that list right now.
He's not.
So I understand a veteran coach trying to impart wisdom to his younger player. That's not where you're going to be the most valuable to us. Attack the basket and catch and fire when you're open behind the arc. But at the same time, some Bulls fans who want Modest to be a freaking star in this league and see that potential within him want him to be a 3-level scorer.
Yeah.
What do you need to be a 3-level scorer? Does that also ideally include the middle part?
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to leave me open from 15 right here? You're going to leave me open at the elbow right here?
Yeah.
Cool. Cash.
Yeah. Wait a minute, Joey C. Because what you just said, I was on the Believe in Bulls podcast. Shout out to Mario.
Shout out Mario.
I was on his show yesterday.
Good stuff. Check him out.
And everything that Matt just said, I said exactly that. Like I was talking about Billy Donovan in that moment on that podcast when he said, oh man, this was my welcome to the NBA moment. That bothered me that was his welcome to the NBA moment because that's when I started watching the mid-range. Right after that, I said, let me start paying attention to the mid-range. And it's the fact that it's just completely not even a shot that bothers me. I'm not saying Billy's wrong. Obviously, he knows a million things more than me. Like, he's much smarter than I am. And I wasn't worried about Modest's confidence or anything like that. He's an incredibly confident young man. But Modest continues to tell you that he wants to be the greatest. I want to be the best at all that. And greatness is built on the back of doubt. And so when you're like, you can't do this and you shouldn't do this, greatness usually is like cash. You know what I mean? Money, Army, Navy. That's how it goes. You know what I mean? So I want Modest to put that back in his game a little bit more because of his size, because it's there. And he gets, it looks like, not, I don't know a better word than confused, but it's like he's like, oh, man, I'm not supposed to take this. Let me go ahead and pass this off, or let me try to get to the bucket and get to the foul line. So for me, it's removing something from his game where I think he can have, you know, a nice little 2-point shot right there. There's some money right there for him. Like, I think it's an unguardable thing when you're that big and you have handles and you can get to your spot and get yourself a shot. Like, I find that stuff unguardable in this league.
Yeah, when it comes to, like, Billy, like, structurally, philosophically, I kind of understand what he's talking about in terms of, like, pace and space, right? And, like, that middle area is where the passing lanes can get clogged up. I totally get all that. But there's also a guy on the team named Coby White who's really good at making you think, is he going all the way to the hoop, or is he going to pull up and stop and just hit that little floater?
Right.
There's a guy that won an MVP called Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That dude, it's not the Jordan turnaround mid-range or the Bill Wennington from the corner jumper that we're talking about with the mid-range. It's that when you're driving and being dangerous to the hoop, you can literally stop, pump, do whatever, or you could go to the hoop. And that's the guessing game that I think Modest could probably add, because guess what? He's 6'10".
Right.
Yes.
Like, if he stops in there and goes up and just does a little bunny floater, that gets more dangerous when he starts so that's where I would push back on the whole like mid-range shot thing.
Real quick, Matt, do you remember last year how many times we saw that dude do the Dirk Nowitzki third fadeaway?
Dude, yeah.
Quite a few, right?
Yeah.
Have you seen it at all this year?
Nope.
Not once.
Nope.
I haven't even seen it, man.
Which like is okay, but as far as finding other ways to score, and you know, Joey, you're right, and Kobe, the ways in which he has found useful ways to use his body when he is trying to gain some paint penetration. If he's got a defender on his hip, he has the deceleration move. He's got a great Euro. He's got hesitations. And, like, imagine if Modest can take some of that package of what Coby White has built into his drives.
Oh, my God.
But on Modest's frame. Learn how, like ask Kobe, how did you do that deceleration move tonight? How do you do that step through move that you do? How, like, show me the footwork on this particular bucket that you got tonight. Because Modest has a quick first step, and his handles are getting respectabler.
Yes.
They're still not great.
Correct.
But if he keeps working on his handles and just finds different ways to, like you were saying, Joey, decision time, once he does put the ball on the floor and then makes some progress towards the basket, but then kind of has that moment of like, oh shoot, what do I do now?
Yeah.
Because it's either that or he puts down his head, he goes, and he had one of those drives left tonight. We've seen he likes driving left, and he got to the rim, but his momentum was too strong, and he careened one off the backboard when he tried to lay it in.
Yes, he did.
It's like Kobe's touch around the rim has gotten so soft. Even Ayo Dosunmu has a really soft finish around the rim.
Yeah.
Trey Jones, really soft finish around the rim. Like, Modest just needs to be like, hey, friends of mine, I am gigantic. Please teach me your small person moves.
Well, also, like, that's the other thing is, like, don't coach out of him like, oh, God, I'm in the wrong space. I can't shoot here. It's more about, like, knowing the space of who's guarding you and the space of the defense that's in front of you, not the space of where you are on the court.
Yeah. And again, this isn't me knocking or trying to knock Billy Donovan for what he's doing with Modest Buzelis. It's just that I don't want to see parts of his game removed that haven't even been developed and haven't even, tried, to be developed, that I saw him actually doing in that previous season, man. Like, that fade, that was part of his game. Like, I loved when he took that Dirk fade away because it was the right shot at the right time. Now, if he's forcing shots and doing stuff like, get him. Bad shot, terrible shot. Never do that again. But just not to do it at all is just a thing that alarms me and concerns me. But I'm gonna keep watching. I'm gonna keep looking, and hopefully he puts that stuff kind of back in his game, man, because it's a weapon for a dude that size when you can get that kind of shot, because nobody can really block that shot, bro.
Shout out to Grant Atticus, one of our regulars, die hard, saying, usually save post-game pods for my runs the next day, but damn, tonight's too much fun. Glad you tuned in live. Thanks for being here.
Appreciate that.
Glad we can offer you some fun on an ugly Bulls night. But also don't work too hard on those runs, those morning runs. Take a load off.
Take it off. Take a load off, man. Joe, can you bring up, I saw Yuta said something in the chat because I saw my name.
Yeah, real quick before we do, just let anyone know and watching our Fast channel, we're going to go to overtime just briefly. So check us out over on YouTube.
Dancing in the fire.
There was no overtime tonight.
But yeah, I saw Yuta say my name.
Say my name.
And sometimes I just notice my name. And
I think I know what it is.
I think it's towards there it is, at second to last.
Yeah.
Shout out, go ahead. Go ahead.
You just said shout out Big Dave's hat, parentheses, and his entire collection. Always looking forward to see what he wears, end of parentheses.
Thank you, Yuta. Good looking out, man.
Good looking out.
Appreciate
also, speaking of Big Dave and his great collection of hats, shout out also to my sis and my brother-in-law who are here hanging out at HQ tonight.
Shout out to them.
Got a little weekend away from the kiddos.
Yeah,
my
man.
nieces who I love so much.
Yeah.
Nan and Pop are down there babysitting. My sister and brother-in-law came up here.
They look relieved and relaxed and just happy. You know what I'm saying?
I told my sister I love buzzed sis.
Yeah.
And I just so rarely get to see her these days because she's got 2 little kids to take care
It's
of.
like a comment now,
But
you know?
she was not super interested in the Bulls losing by 40, but she was interested in talking about Dave's fashion. Always looking fresh.
Thank you.
And she also, a little bit of a shopaholic. She
Well, I
went on
was gonna say,
eBay and started
hold on.
looking for Bulls like vintage championship hats.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
sister, Matt Peck, while you're sitting next to a bin full of hats, like shopping for hats. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's familial.
She did give me my idea of in my office at home, I have 2 walls that are pegboard painted red with Etsy like custom knobs of old Chicago sports tickets and stubs and stuff that I now hang my hats on. I have 2 hat walls. It's my sister's idea.
Shout
She
out.
was like, you got a lot of hats. You need to display them.
Yeah, I like that.
I swear to God, Big Dave, if we ever get invited to like a Peck family cookout and we're like, man, what should we bring? Like bottle of wine or some meat? Let's just bring them hats. I think it'll work.
No, as somebody who's always invited to a Peck family cookout, I'll be
Never
okay.
brought him a hat.
Yeah.
they just want to see me.
Also, it depends on who's hosting within the Peck family.
That's true.
If it's my sister, apparently tonight, hats.
Yes.
If it's my pops, a good bottle of wine.
Yes.
If it's my mom, all you got to bring is hugs and your bubbly personality. If
She's
it's my
awesome.
brother, just bring a 30 rack old style, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're
Oh,
good
yeah.
to go.
And
You're
if
good
it's
to go.
you, a copy of Learning to Fly.
That's it. Honestly,
I see.
hey, honestly, if the Bulls,
But they would endure growing pains. That's what tonight was.
VHS.
yes, honestly, if the Bulls had won, his sister was going to get a Goon of the Night nomination from me because of the hats, but also because of drinking wine from a red plastic cup
That's true.
and doing it in such a fancy way.
She BYOB'd
It was
her
fly.
wine,
Yes.
and I said, would you like a red Solo cup?
Yes.
Because I don't think we got any wine glasses lying
No,
around here.
and she was like, absolutely, this is exactly what I wanted. And that is Goon stuff right there. It runs in the family.
My sister's a classy broad,
She
but
is.
she can also be like,
can
I
hang
want to
with the
drink this
peoples.
nice bottle of red out of a red
Oh
Solo
yeah,
cup.
oh yeah, man. I
Good red
appreciate that.
wine, red Solo cup.
Yes,
Best of both worlds.
the pinky up.
That's right. Like I said, she's a classy broad. All right, we will get out of here with that because this is an ugly game. We do not need to discuss it any further until April 18th. Save the date. Bulls Heat playing tournament part 4. It's going to be epic, y'all. Follow the go, Will_Gottlieb, read his stuff at allchgo.com. Big Dave's Bow, BWL Sports. I'm Bulls_Peck. We are CHGO_Bulls. Shout out to our guy, King of Controls, the one and only Joey C, who will not be with us tomorrow. We're going to have Sean hanging out with us tomorrow night. But Joey's going to be out there working hard, getting ready for CHO Bears tailgate Sunday morning.
Yes, he will, man.
Oh, it's going to be a beauty.
Gonna be a
Bears,
beauty.
Steelers.
Bears,
Who's
right.
going to Corey Woot and Aaron Rodgers? Let's find out.
Bears.
Shout out, Woot. All right, we will talk to y'all after Bulls Zards / Ring of Honor Part 2 tomorrow night. Until then, have a great one. See Red be good.
Love y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. Oh.
We all silly like the mayor.